I asked ChatGPT to create a complex trading bot from scratch, and here's what happened. At first, everything looked fine, until the code started throwing compilation errors. So I decided to build it, using another way. Nowadays, many traders rely on AI to create trading bots. ChatGPT, Claude, DeepSeek. For simple strategies, it can work. But when you ask for something complex with multiple filters or advanced risk management, things quickly get frustrating. The code often fails to compile, or you fix one error, and 3 more appear. So in this video, we're putting ChatGPT to the test. Can it actually build a full trading strategy?
No.
The strategy we'll use is called the opening range breakout, but with some upgrades to make it more realistic and powerful. We define the opening range, for example, the first 30 minutes after the market opens. If price breaks above that range, we go long. If it breaks below, we go short. But we only take the trade if we see a tick volume spike, meaning the market is moving with momentum. We also check that the ATR, the volatility, is within a healthy range, not too low, not too crazy. Finally, if everything aligns, we enter and manage the trade with a trailing stop, so the bot locks profits automatically while the move continues. Now let's see how ChatGPT handles it. The strategy prompt actually came from another ChatGPT conversation. I just asked it to write a complex strategy prompt, one that included all the parameters and conditions, and ChatGPT completely invented the whole logic by itself. So, let's send it and see what it comes up with. As you can see, the code it generated is quite long. Let's copy it, paste it into CTrader, and let's click on Build. Tadan! Build errors. You can try sending ChatGPT a screenshot of the errors and ask it to fix them. But I promise you, it'll fix one thing and break another. Trust me, I've tried this so many times before. So instead of debugging code for hours, let's rebuild this same logic, visually, with AlgoBuilderX. It took me about 15 minutes to create this strategy, but I'll show you the key steps and fast forward so you can see how everything comes together. Here I'm drawing the opening range, basically marking the price movement between 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. I'm adding 2 horizontal lines to define the high and the low, and a shaded box to visually highlight that 30-minute window on the chart. This area will become the reference range for the rest of the strategy. Once price breaks above or below this zone, that's where the breakout logic activates. Now I'm setting up the main logic of the strategy. This is where all the conditions come together. First, I define the trading session, which starts right after the opening range, from 8:30 to 11:30. That's the active window where the bot is allowed to take trades if a valid breakout happens. Then I add a tick volume spike filter, so the bot only trades when the current tick volume is at least 60% higher than the recent average. Next, I connect an ATR filter to make sure volatility stays in a healthy zone, specifically when ATR 14 is between 0.8 and 2.2 times its recent median. I also add a rule for the minimum range height, requiring the opening range to be at least 80% of the current ATR or 5 pips minimum. This helps avoid fake breakouts when the market is too flat. After that, I create the buy and sell blocks, setting the position size to 0.05% risk of equity and placing the stop loss on the opposite side of the range, and a trailing stop with a step of 2 pips and a stop distance of 6 pips. I also make sure the system can only open 1 long and 1 short trade per session, so it doesn't overtrade once a valid breakout has already happened. Finally, in this last part, I add a few blocks to manage and remove the lines automatically, so when the trading session ends, or when a trade gets closed, all the range lines are deleted and the chart resets for the next day. And that's it. The whole strategy is now complete. All the logic, filters, and trade management are connected and ready to go. Now, with just one click, AlgoBuilderX generates the full source code automatically. Let's copy it, open CTrader, create a new CBot, and paste it in. Click Build, and perfect! It compiles successfully on the first try. That's the power of building visually with AlgoBuilderX. All right, now for the part we've all been waiting for. First, let's run the backtest in visual mode, just to make sure everything's working as it should. We want to see if the range lines and the shaded area are drawn correctly, and if the trades trigger exactly where they're supposed to. And yes, here's the first trade. It breaks down, triggers the cell with a trailing stop. The second one opens perfectly too. And the third, same thing. So, the logic we built inside AlgoBuilderX works flawlessly. But does the strategy itself actually work? Did ChatGPT just hand us a winning system? Well, let's just say ChatGPT is many things, but it's definitely not Warren Buffett. As you can see on a longer backtest, the performance drops, the curve goes south. And our AI trading guru just donated a few pips to the market. Still, with some optimization and fine-tuning of the parameters, this could actually be turned into something interesting. Because at least now, we have a logic that works. If you want to try it yourself, head over to algobuilderx.com and start building your own strategies. And if you want to grab this exact project, join our Discord community. You'll find the full strategy file there, completely free to download, so you can test it, tweak it, or even turn it into something better. Link in the description. See you inside.